Hey everyone, this is Craig Reese with Hollywood Junket. I'm joined with Mia again. We're going to do a recap later, but I am so, so excited. We've got Letty right now. Letty, I gotta just be honest, you were my number one from day one. I just, oh, you were so good. You were so good.
Loves you, Letty. He is obsessed, which we love that. You did amazing throughout this whole season of Dondi. The
Thank you.
excursions you went through, the alliances you formed. We are so proud of you. And like Craig said, we cannot wait to really get into this with you.
Yeah, so first of all, how are you feeling today?
Yes.
I'm actually filled with gratitude today. Deal or No Deal Island, truly, growing up, you watch the shows, and I've always wanted to go on them. I saw Survivor. We watched it every week with my family, and I watched also Deal or No Deal. And so the fact that I was able to do a show where it was so nostalgic for me being there, and I felt like I was truly in an adult summer camp. Like I felt like a little kid on the island. Everyone was talking about what they missed. Like, I miss my family, I miss this, I miss that. Letty, what do you miss? I was like, nothing. I'm having the time of my life. I don't need a thing. I don't need my cell phone. I don't need my pillow that I love to sleep on. I just need to be here right now.
Well, Letty, let's get some questions out of the way.
Okay.
No, but I literally could just sit here and watch you talk. But,
I'm
all right,
glad.
so you made some alliances, specifically with like Dickson and Phillip, and then they kind of weren't holding up to it, like towards the end. More
Yeah.
specifically, were you kind of surprised that Phillip didn't like have your back in the end on that last excursion?
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to find
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Um, it really was. I mean, we shared a tent together, which means we shared nights together. We shared deep conversations together. We shared knowing each other on a level that the audience will never get to know and see. And I remember, telling him, I was like, hey, like, you have potential to help me win this. When I was going to the next one, he's like, don't worry, babe, I got you. And even while we were doing the challenge and I was doing it with Parvati, I said, please, screw over people, like just saying it again, like, help me out. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he just didn't. And he's like, well, I wanted to play an honest game. I said, you could honestly tell someone this is the lowest case, you should grab it. I'm like, that's still being honest, right? Like, um, and I don't respect that he didn't ride to the end with someone that he was working with the entire time.
do you, is there a reason?
He just thought that David needed the money more than I did. So yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
yeah. So after seeing the
no.
final challenge, like I'm not really talking or chatting with Phillip. We've been in encounters where we've been in person before. Like I went to go see the first season's cast in Nashville, and while I was driving up to meeting them, they're like, Phillip's also here. And I remember I called Storm right away. I was like, Storm, I want to go home. I don't want to see Phillip right now. I'm still not over it. I'm upset, blah, blah, blah. And Storm was like, Letty, that's so fucking fair. And he's like, but you're already there. Like, just go. So I'm cordial with him. I've seen Phillip through this and that. And after seeing the last challenge, where because he told me, he was like, I tried to play a mind game with David. I was like, you've lied to me, you've cheated me, you've done all this stuff, and like, you know, I think that maybe this is the case that you deserve. But no, I watched it back and it was straight up like, this is the case for you. And I was like, you literally handed him the highest case, Phillip. That was not good strategy. So I texted him after that and I said, that was really hard to watch. And he messaged me back and he said, well, David has 4 kids and a wife with lupus. You're such a strong person. I figured he just needed the money more than you. And to each their own, right? We all have different ideas. I understand where he's coming from, but why are you on a reality competition show if you're not here to compete?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
This, yeah.
no, definitely. Speaking of that last excursion, when the briefcases opened up and you saw that David had the highest amount, what was your reaction in that moment? That a family member, won.
My heart sunk to my ass. I mean, you could see it in my facial expression on the show. I was just like, it just hit me, it wasn't me. It wasn't my time to win. I truly believe that my time will come. I don't know when. But it wasn't in the cards for me. And as upset as I was in the moment, I was also really, really happy for David to walk away with millions of dollars. I was, just because I'm upset that I didn't get something doesn't mean that I'm not happy for someone else to get it, because I am. And yeah, I wish it was me. Of course, of course.
Yeah.
But at the same time, breaking history, right, and being a part of a history show is really cool. If David didn't do as well in the final temple, we'd be having beef right now. But he fucking killed it. So with that being said, props, giving him his flowers where they're needed or where they're deserved.
Absolutely. More about the excursion. We talked to Lachelle last week. It was kind of neat to see like how she did it. It was almost like she was using more luck than like picking people. But in the moment, were you kind of shocked that she didn't like kind of tell you what the high case was? And then
No.
also in your head, do you think she was still holding a grudge from the one excursion where y'all were up on the
hammocks?
The hammocks. Yeah, it was hammocks.
Yes. It's okay. I get brain farts too. No, I don't think there's any grudge there, because we didn't play that game in an aggressive or in a manner where we were trying to do each other dirty. We were like, hey, before we go up, like whoever has the highest case, I think they should get it because they're going to be the one in power. And I had the highest case, so I was going to be the one in power. And if we would have gone with a different plan, like I probably would have been sent home, because why would I let somebody else have the highest case if I actually had the highest case? Doesn't make sense. No, I expected that from her. I mean, she played such an in the middle game the whole time. I tried to get her on our alliance. They tried to get her on theirs. She wouldn't do it. She was bunking with David, and she told me that she, went into it like, I'm just going to give them the same option. Girl, I watched it back. They showed it on national television. You winked and gave a smile to David whenever he moved his hand to a different one. You didn't play like, oh, y'all have no idea the universe. Okay, unless you're calling yourself okay, we're gonna call Lachelle the universe now. Okay, oh, the universe is really all into it. What's meant for you is meant for you, but this one is meant for you. Like, Lachelle, girl, no, it's not luck. You told him. Let's not be stupid here.
So weird. Hypothetically speaking, had there had been a tie with you and David, with the total amount of money in the briefcases during the last excursion, did they tell you what would have happened if there was a tie? Like, would you have had to have done another excursion, or what would have went down, hypothetically speaking, if that were to happen?
Yes. So hypothetically speaking, I did not know this going in, but Joe afterwards, he was like, so if you guys have an even number, whoever has the fastest time wins. And we were like with our cases, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I did not remember him saying that going into it. Like, I must have been thinking about lollipops and rainbows. I don't know. So he said that, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of, figgity effed here. So yeah, it would have gone by time. So I think when it comes down to the last excursion, the outcome is the outcome. Do I wish I would have won? Yes. Am I necessarily upset? No, I am upset specifically with Phillip not even giving David the medium case, because to me that would make sense. I know Phillip really doesn't have in his heart to give a low case because that's just the person he is. But to also give him the high case, to me, was like, girl, why?
Yeah.
We were thinking that too, especially we were like, we're not going to be mad if Phillip gives him the low case, but
also,
I think we were leaning more towards like, please Phillip do it.
Yeah.
Also, the whole time on the island, Phillip's talking about Parvati shouldn't win. She's already won a show. We don't want Parvati to win. And I mean, they put it in the show multiple times, him saying this. And then when people get voted out, they get their phones, right? So they can look us up on social media, and other people are talking. So everyone found out that David lied about not being on Survivor Australia, and he won. And so Phillip knew that David won Australian Survivor and still decided to help him. So for me, I was like, you literally this whole time were so anti-Parvati because she won a show, and then you have the power to make David not win, but yet you decide to continue to help him win and make it make sense. It's just like so contradictory. It's so hypocritical. It's just not, The math ain't mathin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I want to say real quick, it's funny that you said you kind of forgot about the time rule. And I
Yeah.
was so shocked as a viewer because all y'all were like hugging each other at the gates and like
Talking.
catching up. I'm like, there's a time limit. Like,
Okay, so this was also confusing. There were the challenges this season. There were so many different parts that were like, wait, what'd you say? Wait, no, can you repeat that?
uh-huh.
So whenever we were chatting, it didn't go into our time.
Oh, okay,
Oh, that
okay,
makes sense
okay,
then.
okay.
It was whenever you picked up a tool or whenever you like started. And so
That
even
makes me
when
feel better
David,
because I was like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I would have been
Chit-chatting and
like,
everything. I'm like, no, get to work, please.
right. Oh, yeah. So that's what we had to ask questions. We're like, wait, so when's the time start? Like, even when I was down there, like with Parvati and Philip, I was like, wait, when does the time start? Like, and they're like, no, 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 you're good. Like, have the conversations. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, TV.
Yeah. So, and even they said, like, if for some reason something falls in the water and we have to go get it, like, they'll also stop the time. So when David
Oh,
dove into the water to get the piece of wood,
yeah.
his time stopped.
Okay, because I wondered about that too. When Dr. Will threw that in, I'm like, no, that's gonna mess David up. But apparently it didn't. So that's good to know. These are
Yeah.
good
So
questions.
yeah, so I mean, Dr. Will probably thought that it was like really,
Yeah.
messing him up, but by technicality of what they told us, it didn't.
Let's go to the deal or no deal game. I mean, I've got on my question, would you have taken the $1.23 million? But like, what were you thinking, and where would you have stopped, or would you have gone all the way like David did? Like, what would you have done in those situations?
So if you can't tell by now, like I'm a heavy thinker. So I think things through. I understand, like I diagnose. With me, my financial situation, as long as I beat Jordan the previous year because I have an ego and I want to win, I would have paused at about like 1.5 million.
Yeah,
1.5, 1.9 million. Like that would have been my pause because one, I haven't won a show before. Two, I'm not financially where I want to be. And three, I'm still young, right? And I can do whatever and I don't have these connections yet. And that would make sense for me. David's situation is different. NBC brought him in to this show. He's played Survivor twice, won once. He wants to do more shows. He wants to one day host his own show. Genius marketing on his part. Even if he walked away with $75, genius marketing. And here's why. Because when you go all the way to the end, people are like, this guy's psychotic. He's insane. But guess what? You want to see that mother trucker on another show. You want to see him go do something else crazy in another show. So yes, it is psychotic to continue to move on, to continue to get higher and higher and higher. But he was in a different situation than me.
yeah.
He got brought in. He had a show that he was shooting with Parvati after this one that he knew about. So he was able to, in his mind, I mean, I don't know if he thought about this, but like me looking at it like, oh, he's a genius marketer, right? What's going to be the biggest story? Like if he went all the way, $75 or 12 million, if he even walked away with $75, people would be calling him left and right. Come on our show, come on our show, come on our show. So yeah, first of all, he is psychotic for going after the 5.8 million and continuing to go. But at the same time, genius marketing, and we have to give him props for that.
I agree.
I agree. And then, Letty, the other question I have for you is, do you know of any maybe alliances who made kind of a pact with each other that if one person won, they would kind of split the money won? Did you hear of anything like that?
So legally, we're not supposed to do that. Like that's against the rules. But my dad and mom, being parents that love their daughter and love to talk shit about everybody else but me, they're like, we think Parvati and David had an alliance where one of them won, they would split it, which I don't know about that. But Parvati and David worked so well together.
They
And it
really
shows you. There was an interview that came out with Entertainment Weekly, and that everyone is saying, who do you want to win? 9 out of the 11 people were like either full blown 100% Letty or like either one. And then 2 people, Lachelle and Parvati, were like, I want David to win. And it goes to show that you don't need a ton of numbers of people saying your name. You just need one loyal person that knows how to get the job done, that knows how to ride with you, that knows how to support you to really take you to the end. And I think that is a huge lesson I learned, that numbers don't always come to play the way that you think they do. But loyalty, commitment, and a ride or die really takes you far.
Definitely.
Letty, last question, and it has to be like really quick, but I've got to get this. Um, who did you or who did the rest of y'all think the banker was?
I thought it was, oh my gosh, who am I? Heidi Klum. I thought it was Heidi Klum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it gave us little hints throughout the show, but you guys didn't see that because there was just so much drama that they had to, fill the time with. But they gave us a clue that, she was a bathing suit model, and they gave us all these bathing suits, like the slow-mo entrance that you saw for the commercial. That's because we had her bathing suits on and we were like doing a runway and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, it's Heidi Klum. And I was so excited. I was like, oh, Project Runway. She was a Sports Illustrated girly. I want to be a Sports Illustrated girly one day. And then we got another clue later on. I had a bunch of Thai food, and the person's like, I'm from Thailand and I have a cookbook. And we're like, oh, it's Chrissy Teigen. So,
Oh, okay.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well,
Letty,
Letty, thank you so much for your time. I know our viewers are going to just love this interview, and I really appreciate like your honesty and your openness to like all of our questions.
Oh, yeah.
This has been great. I'm just so happy.
Thank you, Craig. This was fun. This was fun. I love how like it started out with like I didn't even know you guys were in the room yet, and I'm just like singing to myself.
We're obsessed. Thank you so much, Letty, and we hope to see more of you soon on another
Absolutely.
show.
Yes, hopefully you will, and then we'll be able to have some more talks like this.
Yes.
Actually, yes, absolutely, guys. My name's Craig. This is Mia. This is also Letty. We call you the second place winner of Dylan in season 2.
Yeah, I don't take it as a loss.
Absolutely. The runner-up. But guys, we interviewed all of the contestants that were eliminated this season, so please check them out. Hollywood Junket, like and subscribe. Letty, thank you again so much for your time. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me on. This was fun. This was a cool group of people.
I agree.